Welcome, everybody. I'm Belinda Sandor, also known as Rocket Girl. Today, we're going to talk about what happens when it just seems like it's way too much. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the RocketGirl Show. I'm Belinda Sandor, your host for today's live stream show that airs every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you're here. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, I'm the founder of the VA Connection, where I coach and mentor established and aspiring virtual assistants to create, grow, and scale their businesses. And I see some of you coming in, so let me know who's here. Hello, Frederica. I'd love to hear where you're coming in from, so please put that in the comments. Now, we are streaming all the places. We are on Facebook, on our business page. We're on LinkedIn and YouTube, and also on X. So if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. We have over 700 videos, lots of information, and ring the bell so you won't miss a thing when we go live every single week. And Yvonne is here as well. Hello, hello, hello. So today I'm gonna give you some real world examples of how you can cut what I call the chicken chatter in your head when everything is just feeling like it's too much and it's overwhelming. So let's jump in, okay? So when you're starting a business as a virtual assistant, and frankly, when you're starting any big project, right? It's easy to get overwhelmed by the mountain of decisions it feels like you need to make. I mean, the thing that I know for sure is when I am tired at night, it's usually from making so many decisions. It's just human nature, right? They drain us. They absolutely drain us. But the thing is that if you deal with decisions individually, and if you break them down into bite-sized pieces, it's way easier to make the decision. Okay, so here's the thing: like if you think about going to the bank, you know, what kind of business bank account do I need, right? Should I be a sole proprietor or an LLC? Someone talked to me about becoming an S Corp. You know, how am I going to take payments? You know, do I need a business bank credit card? You know, what should I name my business? If you look at it like that, it's impossible, right? How many of you have done that? You look at these decisions and you just start to swirl. So what you need to do is break it down, okay? Now, on top of that, when we have all these decisions to make, usually we make it worse, right? Because we start putting pressure on ourselves. Not only do you have to make these decisions, you have to make them really fast, all at once, in a snap, and feel good about them. That's impossible, right? That is impossible. It's insane to even try to do that, yet we do it every single day. So if this sounds familiar, first of all, I want you to know it's normal, okay? It's totally normal. Everyone goes through these emotional up and downs, especially when you're starting a business. So the thing is, I want you to just relax, okay? And that might seem really counterintuitive. The last thing I want when I'm stressing out is for someone to tell me to relax, right? but it's true, all right? So if you can just take a breath and break it down, okay? So for example, if you are feeling like everything has to be set up before you can start working with a client, let's take your payment method. All right. So let's say you don't know how you're going to take money from a client. In the beginning, check, Venmo, credit card, Zelle, you know, dollar bills, you know, whatever. So don't get bogged down in the how, because really the truth is what we want our clients who will pay us. So in the beginning, we can do it a lot of different ways. Did I say PayPal? Right? So you can do it a lot of different ways. And then what I want you to do is take a moment and say, okay, today I'm going to focus on the payment method that I would like to offer my clients. And I recommend the debit card system. If you don't know a lot about that, check out, I think it's debitcardsystem.com. Let me just look at the URL. Hold on. Yeah, debitcardsystem.com. Go check that out. And you can spend an afternoon setting that up, right? So once you do that, you're getting paid up front before you do the work. You have a whole system for staying in touch with your clients. And while all the other things might be driving you crazy, because they're like in your, in your head, while you're setting up the debit card system, you have to learn to talk to yourself and say, right now, this is what I'm doing. This is the most important thing I could do right now. And when I'm finished, I will address the next most logical thing on my list. Okay. So really think about all of the decisions that you have to make and just bite one of them and then and do it completely, right? What you don't want to do is you don't want to be jumping from thing to thing to thing, because what will happen is you will not feel satisfaction or closure on any of them. And I know as people who, like we all are, a lot of us, entrepreneurs, we like to jump around. We like to have a lot going on. We like to have, many projects at the same time. And we're really good at starting things. And what we need to do is we need to learn to bring it home. And that comes from making the decision to do that. Now, I know I have found this to be the case in with this, definitely with my business, and more specifically, most recently with my move, because everywhere I look, something needs my attention, whether it's, finishing the chicken coop, or, working on the attic so I can unpack more boxes, or finishing, setting up the closet that's under the stairs in the kitchen. Like everywhere I look, there's something, but I think it's important to pick one thing at a time. So what Greg and I did was we got the chicken coop to the place where the chickens could live in it. They're happy. They have a roof. Everything's fine. The chickens don't really care if all of the 2x4s are painted, and the 2x4s are not getting hurt as a result of it. So right now they're on hold because we decided that the attic was the next logical thing for us to do. So we finished the attic and now we're moving boxes into it, right? So we're relieving the pressure of the house, and it's the same thing with your business, right? The thought is to try to get everything done at one time, but it's just impossible. And so the sooner you can relax into the fact that it's ongoing, the happier you'll be. And the way that you want to do that is to really break it down. Okay. Decide what you want first. And I talk about this a lot when I talk about VA school, right? So VA school is my 9-month program that teaches people who want to have a thriving virtual assistant business how to do that, whether they're starting from scratch or they've been doing it for a while, but they're just not getting the traction. And what I say is we talk about this whole concept of the anatomy of a decision, right? So we have this like big giant decision to make, and we have to break it down. So here's the thing. So last night I got invited to a one-day mastermind on Sullivan Island, South Carolina. And all my friends are going. I was really excited. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I broke it down. I said, okay, first of all, you want to go. All right. You want to go. So I don't have to answer that question. Do you want to go? Yes. Okay. Then I looked at my calendar and I said, is it possible? Is it possible with how my calendar is currently laid out? Well, I had some events. Can I move them? Yes. How am I going to get there? Am I going to drive? Or am I going to fly? I thought, driving makes me happy. I'm going to drive. Okay, good. So see how I broke it down? Can I afford it? Yes. And then I decided to sleep on it because it was late at night and I wanted to sleep on it. There's nothing wrong with that, right? And then this morning, but what I did was I put a Post-it on my keyboard that reminded me of it so I didn't forget. And the first thing I did this morning was to look at the page again that described what would happen, look at my calendar one more time, check a couple of things to make sure my calendar for December was up to date because that's when this is. And then I signed up. So I broke it down. Because otherwise I would be staying stuck, in the whole thing. Well, I don't know if I'm free and I don't know if I can afford it and I don't know who else is going and all the things. And by breaking it down, I was able to make the decision. So Kimberly says, doing things this way was totally new for me, but I promised myself I was going to listen to you and do it 100% the way you tell us to. And I can tell you, I've gotten so much more accomplished. Thank you, Kimberly, for saying that, right? It's totally true. It's totally true. But it feels counterintuitive. But once once you do this for a few times, it feels, this is a crazy word, but this is how it occurs to me. It feels luxurious. It feels luxurious, to go into, I think of it as like moving into a problem that I want to solve or a project I want to take care of and going all the way through. So same thing with the conference. So if you guys haven't heard, we are having a live in-person conference in Spartanburg, South Carolina. It's the northern part of South Carolina. It's a beautiful little town. I am so excited. And it's going to be on November 9th and 10th. Now, how I did that was I sat down and I said, okay, here's what I'm going to do. We picked the venue. We picked the town. We picked the venue. We picked the menu, right? Because, and now we're finalizing some of the speakers, and then we'll start working on the agenda, and fleshing it out. So any project, you have to take it one step at a time. But back to what I was just saying, in order for me to tell you about the project, we needed a page to sign up. So I focused 100% on that. And what happened was, by focusing 100% on that, the decisions were made for the emails that I sent out, because I could look at the work that I had done and pull the text from the website over to the emails. And then, and so the project, when we're completely focused, it becomes more efficient as well. And we don't think that. Yeah. And Kimberly says it totally does, right? It feels luxurious. Like, okay, because now instead of, jumping around from thing to thing, I don't have a lot of other things that I want to accomplish, but that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to pick the next thing now that people can sign up for the conference. And if you haven't heard about it, go over to, I have to look at my URLs again, you guys, tvaclive.com. I'm going to put that in the chat. tvaclive.com. Check it out. The conference is available for you to sign up. We have early bird pricing right now. I know a lot of you are on the East Coast. We did it in the first conference we had in San Antonio. We're doing this one on the East Coast. So a lot of you can drive, you can carpool. We have free parking. So that's not a stressor at all. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited about it. So go check it out. But again, big, giant thing, broke the decisions down one at a time and work through them. Okay, good. All right, everybody. So really think about, your decisions, breaking it down. Try not to get swirled up in the enormity of anything you want to do. Think about the things that you do every day that might have overwhelmed you the first time. Think about going to the grocery store. When you move and you go to the grocery store for the first time, you don't know where the salad dressing is. You don't know where, the milk is. Do they have organic milk? All of these things. But over time, with practice, I can walk into my grocery store now where 2 months ago, 3 months ago, it was very uncomfortable. Like, where's the thing? I have to ask the lady, and I don't really understand how this is organized. And I can't, when I was shopping in Connecticut, I could walk through the store and I could say, I don't need that aisle. I don't need that aisle. This aisle I always need. And I could do my shopping quickly. Well, it took some time, right? And now I can go through the Food Lion in my town and and pretty quickly grab what I need and know which aisles that I can skip because I jumped in. All right. Same thing happens with your business. All right. So definitely think about this, incorporate it into your day. It'll take time, but it'll be worth it. And as Kimberly says, she's been getting much more done as a result. Okay. So check out the conference. Thanks for coming to the Rocket Girl Show. I'm Belinda Sandor, signing off for now.